said that he would do something in regards to me taking my child back because he kept her from me.
The state is requesting that the court take note that both parties did appear before the court today, and that a copy of the petition has been provided to all parties.
So noted.
Your Honor, this is a partial agreement, so the state is requesting to read into the record what has been agreed to by the parties. The parties agree that the child or children here in this matter are currently receiving state medical, that the non-custodial parent has 3 additional minor children. The parties agree that the non-custodial parent is currently employed and making $15 an hour at 35 hours a week, with a gross income monthly at $2,275. The parties agreed to child support beginning February 1st, 2025 at $280 per month, medical support at $50 per month to begin on February 1st, 2025. The parties agreed to a medical support arrears judgment in the amount of $1,986.74 to begin payment at $60 per month on February 1st, 2025. The parties agree that there has been no family violence, with court costs to be billed to the non-custodial parent. So at this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the mother here in this matter. Ma'am, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Brittany Tanner?
And did you hear what I previously read into the record as it relates to this case?
Yes, sir.
And are you in agreement with those terms provided to the court?
Not all of them, no.
What exactly did I read that you do not agree with, ma'am?
The lady that I spoke to before said that
There's no lady here, ma'am. Only what Mr. Tatum read.
so it's only the child support being read and not the geographic restrictions.
If he didn't mention it, that's not what he's asking about. We're trying to do the simple part right now, and you're making it more complicated. He read what he thinks y'all agreed to, and we're just trying to confirm that that's what you agreed to, yes or no.
Yes.
Right. And for the contested issues, as it relates to the child support arrears, the state has calculated that the father currently owes $9,590.04 as of January 14th, 2025, with no credit supplied. Are you in agreement to that amount?
Yes.
And for the time frame, are you requesting that the father be provided 6 months of possession credits?
I think it's 7 months. Because it's from May the 24th to December 22nd.
So again, are you requesting now to give him 7 months of credit?
Yes, sir.
Just a moment. Credit for 7 months. For possession credits at 7 months, the state will request to take a judgment in the amount of $8,394.79 to be paid at $89 per month. Are you in agreement to this amount, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Has there been any issues relating to family violence between you and the other parties to this case?
There's been threats, not necessarily family violence. He hasn't put any like any physical.
Right. Has the father previously threatened to cause you any physical harm?
Yes.
Anything within the last 2 years?
Yes, sir. That's
Right. And
2000.
what exactly did he threaten to do to you, ma'am?
He just threatened to do something to me. He didn't specify, but he said that he would do something in regards to me taking my child back because he kept her from me.
Right. So to confirm, you stated that the father threatened to do something to you, but you don't know what that something could have been?
No. He just said that you'll see. So I don't know what that means, but that lets me think, that leads me to believe that there is some kind of, threat towards me and my child.
And based off what you have gathered to be a threat, are you requesting that your information, such as your address and telephone number, be withheld from the record?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any additional information to offer to the court?
In regards to that, I just want to let the judge know that he's requesting that I give him my address, but for 2 years I did not know his address. I had to go find where he lived, meaning drive around and find where his car was parked to find out where he lived because he would not tell me where he had my child.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Nothing further from this party. At this time, Your Honor, the state would like to call the father. Mr. Hernandez, can I get you to state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Juan Hernandez.
And Mr. Hernandez, did you hear what I previously read into the record that was agreed to by the parties?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you still currently in agreement with only those things that have been provided to the court?
I am in disagree as far as the whereabouts of my child.
Sir? Mr. Hernandez, did you hear at any point that I read to the court that you were in agreement to anything related to the whereabouts of the child?
That was just stated at the moment. In regards to the rest, I agree with.
So again, of the things that I read to the court, you are in agreement to those things. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All right. As it relates to the child support arrears, the state has calculated $9,590.04 in child support arrears as of January 14th, 2025, and you are requesting a possession credit for 9 months for the time frame to which you believe you had the child. Is that correct?
Yes, I will revert that since it was from December to May. I believe that's 8 months.
And when did you get the child, sir?
I got her in May, and the mother with no, she did not give me no information in regards of her picking her up or anything. She was coming home from school, and she pretty much took her from the grandfather from my kids, my other three siblings, or my other three kiddos. On their way home, she picked them up, but she did not notify me. Child support was notified as far as her being in my custody, due to Miss Turner having a CPS case opened on her.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, can you give me the date at which the child started living with you and what date did the child get returned to the mother? The exact dates, please.
There was not a specific date put on when the child was going to return with the mother due to the CPS case that was open. And as far as the CPS people that were involved did not give me a specific date when the child could return. For the specific date, if you give me 1 second, I can get that for you.
And while you're getting that information, sorry, this question that was asked is, can you give me the exact date that the child went back home to the mother? Not when the child should have gone, but when did the child actually get returned to the mother?
Like I repeat myself, I never released my daughter to her. She pretty much took her with, and pretty much with no permission. In other words,
You
because
don't
she,
need to know that, Mr. Hernandez. You're giving me information I don't need to know. What's a date is what to focus on. What's a date?
the date would be on the 22nd of a Monday, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
What month? What year?
December 2023.
Go ahead, Mr. Tatum.
And sir, did you find the date to which you took possession of the child?
Yes, this was May 21st, 2023.
All right. Do you have any additional information that you'd like to offer to the court at this time, sir?
Yes, in regards to any threats being said, it was not threats. It was more of me letting her know legal matter, that I was gonna take legal matter in hands due to the way she took my daughter, and that the CPS case was still open at the moment. Um, that's another reason why I would like to have her information as far as her whereabouts of address, so my attorneys can send out the information that she needs in regards to my daughter, and the process that we're going to go through.
All right. Nothing further from this party owner.
Okay. I mean, a lot of what y'all are telling me today is very petty arguments that don't really make a big difference in what we're trying to accomplish today. Y'all are still fighting years later. I don't understand why. Y'all should have gone a lot further down the road from where you are now. And we're noted, I guess, in the past, y'all were living together, then y'all weren't living together, and we did an order for child support. And the only order we have in place before today was that Miss Tanner has custody of the child. So there aren't any other orders other than that. So I'm not changing those. You want to kind of focus on that she took the child. Well, she's the one that has custody. So she had no, I mean, there's really, I'm not trying to get involved in your petty arguments, but when we talk about it from a legal perspective, there was no change in custody. So Ms. Tanner could do what she liked. And so I don't know where we're going with that, but anyways, child support from father will be $280. Medical support from father will be $50. There's medical support arrears owed of $1,986.74 to be paid at $60 a month until paid in full. Whatever y'all ledger, those are text messages or whatever are threats. I don't see that's as family violence. We'll see means nothing. I say that every day. That doesn't mean I'm going to fight everybody that I tell we'll see. Maybe it's in the context of what y'all had in your conversation. I don't know. But either way, I don't think that's family violence. So I'm not making a finding of family violence. I'm not granting your non-disclosure. I mean, the argument that I shouldn't have to give him my address because he didn't give me his is kind of, again, another petty argument that doesn't make any sense. Y'all are both supposed to share both your addresses with each other and with the Attorney General's office.
Mr. If I
You're
can.
supposed to share your phone numbers with each other. You're supposed to have been doing that all along. So if y'all weren't sharing it, both of y'all were at fault. I'm not going to grant a non-disclosure request, Ms. Tanner. You have to let him know where you live. He needs to let you know where he lives. And that'll go a long way toward just moving forward to a more positive future if we have that. So y'all are obligated to do that. Child support arrears, I've added an extra month. I mean, the child support is only $163, so it's not going to make a big difference in the arrears. So if I take another month off, it's $8,231.79, which owed for back child support. You haven't paid your support, Mr. Hernandez. You got to pay it, and so you got to pay that at $90 a month until you pay that in full. Court costs is billed to Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Tatum, go ahead.
I just want to confirm I had that number correct. Was it $8,231.89?
79 cents.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I subtracted another $163 to add an extra month since we were agreed with 7 months. So then I basically gave you 8 months of credit. I mean, it's not going to make a big difference whether it be 8 months or 9 months or 7 months and 6 months. The child support is so low, it's not going to make a big dent in it. There's really no reason you should be that far behind anyway, with it being so low. I mean, that tells me with it being so low, now that you owe $8,000 and $2,000, that basically you aren't making your payments, Mr. Hernandez. I don't know what kind of case you're going to try to bring up in the future, but you got to make your payments. You need to pay off your balances before you even consider doing anything else, because you owe Ms. Tanner some past due support, and I'm not sure why you would want to focus on something else. Anyways, this will be a final order regarding this matter. And then the Attorney General's office will need a couple weeks to process a change in the arrears. So give them a couple weeks to change that to the lower amounts. And that'll be it. All right, y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Really quick question. Does that mean that the money that's on hold will be released or no?
They probably will, yes.
Okay.
Here's a young person who's really struggling. She has a phone, but she doesn't have service. She has to use Wi-Fi. She's hoping to apply for some type of assistance.
If she could afford drugs and alcohol, she can afford support. She did have a job at Taco Bell. She didn't show up for work. She was fired.